I think on the just total Star Wars nerd side of things, I think it's such a I don't know, it's such a fascination to me. It's an amazing part of the storytelling. It's something that lit up the stories when once I learned about it, which is honestly fairly late. There are plenty of people who talked about it before, but the we have this sort of simple understanding of the Star Wars films, but there are layers there. Like it was the case that George Lucas was writing about a atrophied Jedi Order. He was not writing
Hmm.
about these idealistic people. He was writing about people who were falling apart, who did not have a good system, who were not masters of what they claimed to be masters of.
Right.
And once you realize that the Jedi are not this ideal, that they're very far from their own ideal, that they have this facade that they're playing, but they can't back it up, that just changes the whole interpretation dynamic and
Hmm.
what's going on, especially in the prequels. And it makes it really fascinating. And it just kind of hurts to see people now, when people casually talk about Star Wars and interpret on that more simple level because it's like, man, you're just missing so much. Like there's so much depth, and yeah, that's a super nerdy thing, whatever.
Right. But you're not
Um,
in the High Republic or anything in the heyday, you're right. You're
right,
at the tail
right.
end. Yeah.
And so the Jedi actually have a really good philosophy. The problem is them understanding and playing out their own philosophy in a way that's actually virtuous and beneficial. And so anyhow, that's part of the tact that the post that I made uh take. And I do have to say I think I mentioned in maybe one of those posts, maybe somewhere else. And I think I've said before here, Sargon of Akkad did like a analysis of Star Wars philosophy, and he himself admitted he's not very much into it, but basically he interpreted the theory of the Force through the lens of what the Sith would say about the Force, and he came to this whole thing about how the Jedi make no sense and they're evil. And it's like, okay, yeah, because you're looking through the lens of the Sith. But I just watched this video by a guy who's pretty popular on YouTube. His screen name is Redeemed Zoomer,
Hmm.
and he did a thing about how Star Wars is Buddhist propaganda and like not Christian and all this stuff. And there's just tons of comments that are like, "You have no idea what you're talking about." Like, um, and yeah, I mean, there's really cool things in Star Wars. I'll say that, and obviously many people know that, and so that's what's in some of what's in those posts is nerding out about Star Wars, but including some psychology there and some theology and hopefully some helpful perspectives.